is up, bros? I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are a couple of bros on a mission to give you guys the most detailed video game reviews out there with as little bias as possible. Welcome to the All Bros.
Nice catch, because I probably wouldn't have even caught myself.
I know, I was reading ahead and just like, that was just standing out. Like, technically, I mean, if you're new to this one and haven't listened to like any of our other stuff, we only break down movies, and we've only done like, I don't even remember how many video games we've done.
I mean, if you're just counting...
This is 4.
Hell yeah. I mean, if you're just counting cutscenes, I guess you could say that's a movie. It's like a 5 or 6 hour movie, but...
Yeah. Like, we're trying to do this every 50 episodes, because every 50 is, like, pretty close to a year.
Yeah. It's special.
Yeah. And so... We didn't do one for our first 50. Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. We talked about Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, wait. So 50 was Spider-Man. 100, was that Red Dead 2?
Yep.
150 was Avengers. And then 200 was Fallen Order. And now Guardians. Okay. So yeah, We've done one every 50.
Yeah. The reason I didn't or realize that we did one of these before is because we didn't have this system in place when we were doing Spider-Man.
That'll do it. That'd
be a fun one to just go back and like re-explore.
Hundreds all across the board.
Dude,
I'm just kidding.
Honestly,
I'm not Vic.
What?
I say I'm not Vic. Kidding. I'm totally kidding, Vic.
Dude, honestly, the only one that I would like maybe disagree with that on would maybe be music. Everything else, though, like that's a bomb-ass game.
I don't know. The freaking song that they play when he first suits up and he's starting to swing through the city, and like that's when you're like literally transitioned into the character. The song's pretty badass.
True. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll
might
see
have
if
to fight you on 100 for that one too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, so this episode in 4K Spotlight, we have 3 new movies coming out. 2 I haven't seen.
Neither have I.
And then 1 that we talked about a couple weeks ago. And then for Through the Wall, we got a couple new trailers this week. And there's not a whole lot to go off them. We're just going to give our initial thoughts until like we get a bigger like story-based trailer. And yeah. And then after that, we'll be getting into our episode 250 special episode where we break down Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy video game.
Yes.
And with that, let's say we get into this.
Let's do it.
Hello, my name is Brucker Nurse, and I want to tell you about my fun horror movie podcast called Autopsy of a Horror Movie. On my show, I like to have fun dissecting out what makes a horror movie scary, what worked for it, what didn't, what types of fears does it play off of. Is it an allegory for any sort of message? I don't know, but let's find out. Also, I like to watch slashers. I'm a big slasher guy, so I'll watch a slasher and do a kill grade for it. I will cover the kills and I will tell you how I would grade it based on shock, method, style points, and a 4th category that is a reflection of the movie. Besides those, I'll have fun with special topic episodes, commentary tracks, interviews with guests, including some Shudder directors, so I just like to have a fun time over here. If any of this sounds interesting to you or you just want to come check me out, please head over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere they listen to podcasts and search for Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Also be sure to find me on Instagram at Brucker Horror, where you get fun updates and some cool little posts that I do. Thanks for listening, and I hope that you get to enjoy the show, and I'll see you on Instagram. Bye.
Alrighty, first up in 4K Spotlight, we have 3 new movies coming to 4K this week. Rose, would you like to tell everyone about them?
I would love to. So first up, we have Ticket to Paradise, which I feel this one kind of came and went. Honestly, I'm amazed of how fast it's already gone to Blu-ray. Because I swear this first came out in frickin' the end of October or the beginning of November.
Is that's the George Clooney and Julia Roberts one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Does
that one looks
when it was
funny.
Released? It does. Does it say when it was released?
October 21st, 2022.
Yeah, damn, it's not even 2 months old yet, and it's already being released on Blu-ray. It's insane how fast studios put out movies on Blu-ray now, because I always forget that Universal has this whole 17-day. I don't know if this is Universal. They have the whole 17-day window that if they see a movie is not doing well in theaters, they'll straight up pull it and just release it straight to digital to rent at a high price or buy at an even higher price.
That's not a bad way to go about it.
It's not. I don't know if you would pay $25 to rent a movie.
Absolutely not. I will wait for it to come to streaming like everyone else.
Yeah, fair enough. Which I'm sure this one's going to end on Peacock soon, because it seems that's where all Universal movies end up. Because I know they just added Bros to Peacock, so I'm sure this one will be coming on there soon, and I'll probably check it out there. I don't really plan on blind buying that movie. I love those two actors, but just I don't really feel like blind buying that one. Next up, we have Lyle Lyle Crocodile. I love that name. That's a badass name. But I know nothing about this source material or just anything about it.
Is it a book?
I swear it is.
Yep. It is a book by Bernard Weber.
Apparently Variety called it the happiest film of the season. Truly magical. Alright. Freaking Shawn Mendes plays Lyle. Oh my.
Yeah, well, he's a singing crocodile. So
Makes sense.
Yeah, it tracks.
Okay. Makes sense.
I'm surprised that I thought that one was coming to Disney Plus for the longest time.
Yeah, I thought so too. What studio owns Lyle Lyle Crocodile?
Sony.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so maybe it will be hitting Netflix eventually.
That wouldn't surprise me. It's available to rent damn near everywhere. It's still in theaters somewhere around me.
Oh, alright.
That's freaking weird. For a movie like Lyle Lyle Crocodile, you would think that would be for children, right?
Yeah.
The only viewing is 10 o'clock.
Damn.
Oh, at least that's the last one for today.
Oh, I was gonna say, unless your kid's a night owl, I don't know if that's really a great idea.
Yeah, isn't school still in session?
As far as I know, still in session for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, what kind of irresponsible parents taking their kid to a 10 p.m. movie?
I would. I'm just kidding.
Okay, well, for Lyle Lyle Crocodile.
Okay, maybe not that.
If we're talking opening night for a big blockbuster movie, anything Marvel or DC, yeah, I think I'll be the irresponsible parent and pull my kids out of school for that.
Yeah, right. See,
or at least let them go in late.
Yeah, see,
I feel like that's the kind of person I would be. I'd be yeah, you guys want to go to the midnight viewing of whatever Marvel movie's coming out? Yeah. Let's go, and then just let them, take them to school after lunch or something.
Oh, I totally missed a huge release. I'm sorry.
Did you really?
Yeah, The Woman King also comes out.
Well, son of a bitch, Rose.
I'm so sorry. I truly apologize. Dude, my wallet freaking hates this week. Because not only do those movies come out, Smile also comes out. And then freaking they're releasing like all of the Leica films on 4K with like stylized steelbooks. And I freaking hate them so much. Freaking... Because I need the one for Coraline. I need the one for Paranorman. Please, for the love of God, tell me those are the only two that they're releasing. Oh, please, for the love of God. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm saved. Okay, it's only those two.
For now.
Yeah, exactly. We all know the Box Trolls and Kubo and the Two Strings are not far behind.
Sucks to be you.
It does. And one more thing. Did you know that there is a Christmas movie coming out. I really want to see this. It's called A Christmas Karen.
What?
Dead serious.
A Christmas Karen?
The tagline is the best. God help us, everyone.
Oh my hell.
I have to see this. Oh my God, A Christmas Karen. Is this going to be on any streaming services? Because if it's not, dude, I am blind buying this shit.
It's on Pluto TV for free.
Yeah, but that has commercials. I hate commercials. Is it bad that I'd rather buy it on Blu-ray and take the chance than watching it with commercials?
Dude, I mean, it is your money,
Fair
just
enough.
know that I will be judging you.
That's fair. Maybe when it goes on sale. I don't know. We'll see what I do.
Oh my gosh, that looks so stupid.
So yeah, I feel that's the biggest release of the week is a Christmas Karen. That's what everyone's going to.
Shit.
That is what everyone's going to be picking up this week. Not the Woman King. Not shit. I already forgot the others.
Christmas Karen.
Yep. That's already my favorite movie of the season.
Get hell.
But yeah, so that's it for 4K. A lot of freaking good movies coming out. So hope your guys' wallets are ready, because mine sure ain't.
Oh. Alright, well that covers everything in 4K, so let's move on to our Through the Wall, which, like we said, so we got two trailers. One was for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and then the other is for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So these were more teasers than actual trailer, but they did show some good content, so I mean, we'll discuss it a little bit. But let's start off with Indiana Jones, since I don't think there's too much to talk about there.
There isn't. Well, I mean, I don't know if are you a big Indiana Jones fan?
I like Indiana Jones. Like I think.
I mean, I do too.
I think the movies are really interesting. I think the fourth one was interesting. It had issues.
Would you say one of the only good things was just seeing Harrison Ford back?
That's probably the only good thing about that.
Fair enough. Let's hope that's not how we feel about this fifth one.
Yeah.
Because I know
unfortunate.
Because he has said that this is the last time that he's playing Indy, right? I swear he did.
Dude, who freaking knows with this dude? I can't believe that he actually signed up to play General Ross.
So that's legit.
That's legit.
Oh shit! All right, I didn't know that was legit.
Yeah, it's legit, and he is playing the Red Hulk.
No shit. Okay.
I think they've confirmed Red Hulk.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah,
sure you're happy about that.
I'm mildly enthused.
You don't think Harrison Ford can do it?
I don't know if he can.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude,
fair.
I have such like a vision of what Red Hulk and just all the Hulks in general should be, and Marvel has stomped every single one of them. Like every single one. Like when I thought like, oh, when they finally introduce Scar, like he's gonna be like this badass. No, he looks like a freaking dweeb.
He really, and that hair, God, that haircut.
The haircut I can let slide because I'm like, okay,
Really?
kind of like a monk, kind of like monastery vibe. Like if you know his mother from the comic, like that's kind of the same haircut that his mother has.
Okay.
It's just,
all right.
He looks like a freaking bitch. Like he is supposed to be. So Scar is like an interesting character because, so he's like an alien. He kind of has like a natural like, not quite green, like a greenish gray tone to him because Hulk is green and his wife or Hulk's wife on Sakaar was like her skin was like gray. And so Scar was just kind of like a middle ground of that. But Scar's natural form is like a small, very frail looking child.
Interesting.
And then when he gets like pissed off, he has his Hulk form.
Mm-hmm.
And his Hulk form is basically the exact same size as Hulk. So I don't know what the hell this like little teenage dumpling is, but it's not what I imagined Scar to be. I saw this is totally getting off subject.
Yeah.
So I saw this freaking interview with someone that is in charge, like that has helped with hiring directors for Marvel movies. Apparently, they choose not to hire fans of the source material.
What the
Yeah.
What?
Because they don't want people going in with like an expectation of what these characters are supposed to be. And I'm like, that's exactly what you need, you dumb... Ooh, I almost said a real bad word there.
And I thought I was bad.
Yeah, like... I'm like, that's exactly
Isn't
what
that
you need.
supposed to be? It's supposed to be a jump from page to screen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if I have to pick between someone who knows a character versus someone who is just being introduced to a character, I'm going to pick the person that actually knows what the hell they're talking about.
Exactly.
Like, why would you not?
You got me, man.
Like, I understand how everything that's happened with Hulk happened. Like, I completely understand it. Like, first off, like, Universal isn't making Hulk movies, so it's like, you can't dedicate a movie to Hulk within the MCU without having to make a deal with Universal. And for one character, you can't really do that. And so you have to, like, rely on team-ups. So, we only see Hulk, like, in his one Universal picture with Edward Norton. And then you see him in Age of Ultron with a team-up. Or not Age of Ultron. Then you see him in the Avengers. Makes sense. You can't really focus on that character. Was he badass in that movie? I'd say so. I really liked him in Avengers.
Honestly, that's the best one. I feel that's the best Mark Ruffalo's been as Banner in that one.
Yeah. Next time we see him, it's
Age of Ultron, isn't it?
Or technically Iron Man 3.
I forgot about that. Yeah, the end credits.
Yeah. So technically Iron Man 3. And then we see him in Age of Ultron, which, again, freaking badass in that movie. The movie itself wasn't great, but Hulk's shit was awesome. And then you don't see him again until Thor Ragnarok, where you've given him to Taika Waititi that makes a joke out of everything.
Yep.
And then you kind of have to, like, correct yourself a little bit with Infinity War. Because, like, we don't see him again until Infinity War. And then you've just basically neutered him. Like, Hulk doesn't want to come out. Because that makes sense. Like, not? And I understand, because the Russo brothers don't know how to handle someone that's, like, freaking wild like that.
Would you say Joss Whedon knew how to handle the Hulk the most when it comes to the MCU? Or at least decently well?
Decently well. Well
Okay.
enough for me to be satisfied.
Okay.
The issues that I had with Joss Whedon's take were just inappropriate jokes that didn't need to be in there.
Fair enough.
But yeah. Anyway, getting completely off topic.
Indiana Jones. That old Indy.
So,
oh, sorry.
I want to find out who's attached to the Thunderbolts, like the director. Jake Schreier? What else has he done? That doesn't give me super good hope. Yeah, so the Thunderbolts director, which is supposed to be, I think, the first appearance of the new General Ross / Red Hulk. He's only done like music videos, a couple feature films, but they're like dramatic feature films.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Shit. Anyway, it's not necessarily Harrison Ford that I'm concerned about when it comes to Red Hulk. It is the studio, because they have just massacred anything and everything that's had to do with the Hulks.
Touche.
She-Hulk is... I like She-Hulk. She-Hulk's probably the only thing they've gotten right. Despite what freaking losers on the internet say.
I still haven't finished it, so...
It's pretty good.
That's what I heard.
The ending's a little, like...
a little much?
Yeah, it's a little, like... Okay, what the hell? But like, I enjoyed it, personally.
Okay. Alright. I need to give it a watch.
Anyway. So yeah, Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah, I've only seen the first 3, and I haven't seen those since... I haven't watched those since the first Lego Indiana Jones came out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been that long. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Indiana Jones. They're all those 3 are really, really good movies. But for some reason, just haven't gone back to visit them. And like I said, I haven't even bothered with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm sure I will, just if I want to go see this 5th one.
I think the rewatchability on the Indiana Jones movies, you have to be in a very particular mood.
That's fair.
I don't think that that's a good one to go back and explore, unless you're studying something from it or anything like that. Because it's like point. Once you've watched them, it's one of those movies. It's like once you've watched it, you're kind of good.
Yeah, no, that is a very good point.
But I mean, I'm excited. They have some good stuff in this. Like they have a really cool looking de-aged Harrison Ford that looks fantastic.
Yeah, but I was telling Kill that it's amazing how good that looks, but then there's a scene when Indy's riding a horse in a parade, and this is when he's present day Indy, where he
where it looks fake as shit.
Yeah, God, it looks so awful.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
No,
but excited for the movie either way. And then next up we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which kind of directly correlates with the holiday special, which I know you haven't watched yet. I had fun. I had a lot of fun with that.
That's what I don't know why I've been sitting on it. I really need to just freaking sit my ass down and watch it.
That was the first Christmas thing that I watched this season.
Okay.
And it got me in, like, the Christmas mood.
I love it. I love hearing that.
Like, it got me in the Christmas spirit so freaking hard. I'm just like, yeah. And then right after that, I watched, like, a couple Santa Claus episodes, or Santa Clauses episodes. And then, yeah, like, it just got me in the Christmas spirit.
Hell yeah.
And, like, yeah, I'm pumped. A lot of interesting things have come from that, though. So apparently, this is like the big thing that everyone's been talking about is Groot and how he looks in this.
It did take me like a minute to like see him in like almost like adult form, but with still like the like baby Groot face.
A little bit, right?
Yeah, it's
a
little weird.
James Gunn has named this version of Groot Swole Groot.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah. But something that he confirmed as well, this is not Groot from the first movie. The Groot from the first movie is dead. This is Groot's offspring.
No what?
Yeah.
Well, that just blew my freaking mind.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
So for everyone thinking that like these are all the same Groot, nope. Like this has been the same Groot that we saw planted at the end of Volume 1. But this is not the Groot. Like this is not like a reincarnated version of that Groot. This is Groot's offspring.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I still don't know how to process that.
And apparently too, so there's a bunch of cool shit that's come from this, that like James Gunn wanted to talk about and like address before the movie came out. So that was the big one, that this isn't Groot from the first movie. This is Groot's offspring. That's why he kind of has like a different personality than Groot.
Now that you say that's making so much sense.
Yeah. And another thing, so the Groot's species, they collect, or like they kind of absorb knowledge and personality traits from the people around them, and kind of have like a hive knowledge in a way.
Yeah. That
they just kind of inherit from each other. So Groot had all of this knowledge, like all of it, like this hive knowledge from the species that he's a part of.
Okay.
So Groot had all this, but this new Groot doesn't. So he's been absorbing the personality traits and all of this other stuff from the people around him, which have been the Guardians.
Huh.
So that's why he's acting like super bratty and like getting all swole, because he's around people that do that kind of thing.
That is so interesting.
Right?
Wow, okay.
So, freaking love it.
Yeah, that's wow. Way to pay attention to detail, Gunn. I love it.
Dude, I appreciate so much how open he is. Like, he's always like answering questions on like Twitter or Instagram, or like posting different shit. And like he'll answer like fan questions. Like someone will post like, "Hey, like what about this?" And he'll like respond to like, "Oh yeah, that's canon." "Oh, nope, that's not."
I love
like,
it.
Never said
that's
that.
Awesome.
Like that's not true. Like he'll take these rumors that people make and then like post and be like, "Yeah, not true." Or he'll say like, "Yes, absolute canon."
Oh my god, yes, I love it.
Like it's freaking awesome. And then he's doing the same thing with what he's wanting to do with the DC universe. Like he shares pictures and he's like, maybe. And it gets like all of the DC fanboys hyped up. I just love how open he is. I wish Marvel was like that.
If only, man.
Yeah. But I mean, it looks like we're going to get some interesting story. Like we saw a little bit of Adam Warlock.
We did. He looks fantastic.
Yeah, he looks really good.
And didn't James Gunn say that a lot of this movie is going to focus on like Rocket's backstory?
Yes.
Definitely looks that way.
One of the main, or I guess at least from what it seems, the main antagonist, it looks like it's going to be the High Evolutionary, which is the person that did all the experiments to Rocket.
Shit.
And
isn't the otter that he hugs like kind of like in the middle or end of the trailer? Isn't that his? It's either his girlfriend or his wife.
Okay, I'm looking it up real quick. So her name is Lila. And she is Rocket Raccoon's soulmate.
Oh, okay. Aww.
Yeah, just looking real quick. Yeah, it looks like it's just like a soulmate situation. I don't think they've ever gotten like married. At least not from what I can tell.
All right.
Yeah. So it seems like that they're going that route again, like bringing in Lila the otter for Rocket. And
I like it.
I'm so excited. I'm really excited to kind of dive into Rocket's backstory.
It's gonna be so depressing, though. I feel,
dude, this movie has a completely different vibe than the first two.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like, damn.
But I'm excited for both of these movies to come out, and I can't wait for more story to come out too.
Yes, same here. They both come out this coming summer, right?
So Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny comes out June 30th, 2023.
Okay.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out May 5th of 2023.
Oh, okay, so that one kicks off the summer season. All right.
Yeah, so that one actually comes out really soon.
Yeah, hell yeah, I love it.
Or at least relatively soon.
We're getting there.
Yeah, so we're getting Ant-Man and the Wasp in February, right?
I believe so.
And then Volume 3 after that. Man, this is gonna be cool.
Is that it for Marvel movies in 23? Or is there another one?
No. Let's see. Oh, nope. We got the Marvels coming out. Oh, I guess that's it.
So does the Marvels come out, the Marvels come out, like the holiday season of 23? Or
my guess is like November.
Okay.
Okay, so the Kraven the Hunter movie comes out January 3rd. When was this updated? Updated October 28th, 2022. Okay. I don't think they've made any big changes since then.
Wait, Kraven's supposed to come out next month?
Yeah, now that I'm like seeing that, it's probably not that updated.
There's no way. We haven't even seen a freaking trailer, let alone a poster.
Okay. This one was updated 3 days ago.
Okay.
All right, so we have Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out February. Son of a bitch. Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out February 17th. Oh, so Iris' birthday.
Hey, there we go.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out May 5th. Across the Spider-Verse is coming out June 2nd. The Marvels is coming out July 28th. And then Kraven the Hunter is coming out October 6th.
Okay. Damn, 23 is pretty packed.
Yeah, I mean, not as packed as 2022 was, I feel.
Fair enough.
But, I mean, I'm excited for these.
Oh, yeah, same here.
Like, I know that I'm, like, of the mindset where I want, like, Marvel content, like, new Marvel content now. But if Marvel decided to just give us, like, maybe 2 a year, like, maybe 3, as long as the quality was good, like, I think I'd be perfectly happy with that.
Same here. Same here.
But anyway. So, excitement level, 1 out of 10 with these two.
Guardians, honestly, I'm already at a 10. Just for how much I loved the first two, I can't wait to see Volume 3. Indie, not like a 7.
I might be at a 6 with Indie.
Okay.
I think I need more story. Like, I want to know what the Dial of Destiny is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, is this another magical item? Like, that's like the... we'll see. I want to know what the Dial of Destiny is, but I think I'm with you. I think the holiday special just amped me up for more Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, and seeing them in like comic accurate suits looks awesome.
So cool. Oh my god, I love it.
I hope they're in those like for the majority of the film.
I hope so too, because they
like,
really work in live action.
They work so freaking well. It's on everyone. And I'm kind of
X-Men.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of glad that they're giving Dave Bautista a little bit of a break and putting like a shirt on Drax.
Yeah, dude, I was thrown off. I'm like, whoa, I don't see his nipples.
It works for him though.
Oh yeah, no, he looks great.
Yeah, it works so well for Drax. Like, just a vest. Like, oh, come on. Like, you could have saved the man, like, months of heartache with that. But, anyway, excited to see everyone back. But yeah,
except for
with you. Yeah.
Still hurts.
Hopefully Kraglin learns what the hell he's doing with that arrow.
I hope so. I really do.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, let's say we get into this week's headliner.
Let's do it.
Alright, like we said, this week's headliner, we will be breaking down the video game Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. So, if you are new to our breakdown system, we have split video games into 10 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 10 categories that we score are story, writing, voice acting, character development, graphics, music, gameplay, main missions, side quests, and then we give it our own personal grade at the very end. All of those numbers get magically added up and thrown into our algorithm and spit out a letter grade for us to compare this video game to others that we have scored. Not like there's only like 4 others. But it's fun for us, so
exactly.
Friggin' bite me.
Oh man.
All right. Well, if you have not played Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, you have had a little over a year to play it.
I swear it's been longer than that.
It came out October 26th, 2021.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, so it's only been a little bit over a year.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was a lot longer than that.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have not played it, you've had a year to do so.
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass right now, so I'm assuming it's not doing super hot, but
which sucks.
Yeah, it is worth the play if you guys get around to it.
Yes, it really is.
So, that being said, if you have not played it and you listen past this point, things will be spoiled for you.
Yes. And I'm just going to apologize now because even though I, of course, played the game, I'm sure I'm still going to F up some of these names. So,
I'm reading along with you, so you're probably fine.
Okay, thank God. All right. On Peter Quill's 13th birthday, his mother Meredith gifts him the element guns, rare. Already gonna F it up.
Spartoy.
Spartoy, thank you. Weapons left behind by his father. That same day, Chitauri warriors attack the Quill household, kidnapping Peter and killing Meredith. Many years later, Peter becomes a mercenary named Star-Lord and leads the Guardians of the Galaxy. In order to make money, the Guardians head into the forbidden quarantine zone established by the Nova Corps to store debris from the war so they can capture a rare monster for their patron, Lady Hellbender. However, they are forced to flee the quarantine zone when Peter picks up a yellow gem he finds and accidentally releases an unidentified alien entity. The Guardians flee, but are intercepted by the Nova Corps' patrol ship, Hala's Hope. Wow. Captained? Captain. Wow, how the fuck? How the hell did I think that said captain? Oh my god.
Captain.
It's going to be a long one. Captained by Centurion Corell, Peter's former lover. Corell detains the Guardians alongside Grand Unifier Raker of the Universal Church of Truth, who was also caught trespassing in the quarantine zone to search for his church's golden god. While being processed, Peter also meets a young Nova Corps cadet named Nikki Gold, who happens to be Corell's daughter, leading Peter to suspect that he might be Nikki's father. Corell agrees to give the Guardians 3 cycles to pay their hefty fine. Being completely broke, the Guardians decide to scam Lady Hellbender by selling one of their own. The plan goes awry, however, and the Guardians are forced to flee, though not before obtaining the money necessary to cover their fine. Enraged, Lady Hellbender swears revenge and hires the Lethal Legion to pursue them. The Guardians then travel to the Rock, a Nova Corps outpost where Hala's Hope is docked, but find that several Nova Corps officers stationed there, claiming that they must spread the promise, have is that mutinied?
Mutinied, yeah.
Yes, thank you. God, I know English, I promise. It's my first language. The Hala's Hope leaves the station and the Guardians decide to flee to nowhere, where Quill plans to ask Cosmo the space dog for help. Cosmo arrests the Guardians after they get into a fight with the Blood Brothers, but Peter makes a deal with Cosmo to investigate the Hala's Hope, which is now transmitting a mysterious signal if Cosmo agrees to get the charges against them dropped. The Guardians board the Hala's Hope and find a massive cannon siphoning faith energy from the planet below. They are then captured by Raker, who takes them to meet the matriarch of his church. To Peter's horror, the matriarch is Nikki. Nikki is in possession of the yellow gem, which allows her to brainwash thousands of alien followers with the promise, trapping them in illusions crafted from their deepest desires and harnessing their devotion as faith energy to power the church's fleet of ships and machines. Nikki tries to tempt the Guardians with the promise, but they each manage to resist and break free before escaping the church, although Drax is still shaken by what he witnessed in his promise, and Peter learns that Ko-Rel was killed by the mysterious entity he previously released. The Guardians are attacked by a fleet of Lethal Legion warships, but manage to defeat them. They attempt to enlist the help of the Xandarian World Mind, but it concludes that the Church's victory is inevitable and flees the galaxy with the remaining Nova Corps. Drax then succumbs to the promise and imprisons the team. With help from Mantis, the Guardians enter Drax's mind and force him to accept that the promise is not real. They also encounter Adam Warlock, the Church's original Golden God, who faked his death and went into hiding on Mantis' planet. Warlock reveals that the alien entity controlling Nikki is in fact his dark side, Magus, whom he sealed in the yellow gem, the Soul Stone, to keep contained. Magus is manipulating Raker and the Church to gather faith energy on which he can feed. With no other options, the Guardians turn to Lady Hellbender for help. They subdue and gift the legendary monster Fin Fang Foom for her, and she agrees to aid in an assault on the Church's flagship, the Sacrosanct.
Yep.
The Sacrosanct. Okay. During their assault, Raker traps the Guardians in an energy field, but Peter is able to enter Nikki's promise with the help of Ko-Rel's spirit, who reveals Nikki is an adopted war orphan and not Peter's daughter. Peter convinces Nikki to accept Ko-Rel's death, freeing her from her promise and Magus' control, while also unlocking her hidden powers. The Guardians kill Raker while Warlock absorbs Magus back into his body, ending the threat of the Church. As the galaxy celebrates being freed from the Church's brainwashing, the Guardians take their leave, with Nikki becoming their newest member. Magus proves to be too much for Warlock to contain, however, and takes over his body. Guided by Mantis, Peter risks his own life by physically wielding the Soul Stone to imprison Magus once again. Warlock thanks the Guardians for their help and takes custody of the Soul Stone, promising to come to them for help should he need it. Peter contemplates how to take care of Nikki as the Guardians set off to handle their next assignment, printing new business cards. If, however, the Guardians never paid their Nova Corps fine, the ship is suddenly disabled by a Nova Corps tracker, and the team is left stranded in space. Thank God I paid that fee.
Dude, I didn't.
No shit.
I was just like,
what?
Yeah, dude, I was so pissed.
No, dude. That's fun. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh, man. That was a... I'm so glad that we got the different endings.
Yeah, dude, that's freaking amazing. You didn't want to part with, what was it, 9,000?
No, so I ended up spending all of the money that we got on Nowhere.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. So
oops.
Yeah.
Oops. That's so freaking funny.
Oh my gosh, dude. This game, especially this was the game that I played like right off the heels of Avengers. Like there was a great deal on it for Black Friday. It was like $20 at Walmart, and you got the Steelbook copy of it.
Yep. Oh god, the Steelbook is gorgeous.
Yeah. So I was just like, what the hell? Like, why not? And I started remembering. I'm like, okay, well, the Avengers storyline was good. So, I mean, why wouldn't this one be? This game blew that one completely out of the water.
Yeah, because they actually made a smart call with this one. Just make it a single-player, story-based game to where you're only playing as one member of the Guardians, which is totally fine. I was fine with just being able to play as Star-Lord. Because of that, I feel that they were able to not only establish the team better that way and really showcase the leadership from Peter Quill, but just I don't know. I honestly felt that like I got to know the Guardians more in this game than any of the Avengers than any of the Avengers in the Avengers game.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It is such a night and day difference. Like, overall, like, I have nothing but good things to say about the story on this game.
Oh, same here.
Like, it freaking starts off strong.
It really does.
But I love how they had it set up where you're only following along with Peter and following his story and his, like, whatever backstory that he has. Like, I think it just made it, like, really well, and, like, just highlighted the personalities of the different Guardians and their relationship with him.
It really did. Yeah.
And, well, I mean, this is something we'll get into, but I think the way that they handled not really side missions, but collectibles was the best.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Like, I loved finding collectibles in the game and then having it turn into like a big old dialogue with one of the Guardians.
Yeah.
It was just incredible. And then on top of that, like, we get amazing storytelling, like stories within stories. So, I mean, we have our overarching story, and I love that they split it up into chapters. So it's just kind of like, okay, this is what you're leading to here. And so it was like, first you have to collect this monster for Lady Hellbender. So you kind of like just working your way to that. And then once you do that, then it's on to the next chapter. And then it's like having to face the Nova Corps and deal with them. And then it just, the progression of the story was so well done.
It really was.
And I really liked the aspect of kind of having like a choose your own adventure in a way. Like, obviously, like, the story itself was the same.
Yeah.
But like but it's just like making these like little small decisions to just kind of make you feel like you had a big impact on what the end of the game looked like.
Yeah, like, I mean, even there's like just little decisions that you make that like maybe like don't exactly like impact the rest of the game, but just at that moment it does. Like, I know there's and this is like towards the beginning of the game, when I believe you're on Nowhere. Or is it? Oh, fuck. I forget which planet you're on, but there's one where you have to like cross a gap, and I believe it's Drax that's saying like, oh, just throw Rocket, you know, he'll be able to, you know, build us a bridge. And so you have to decide, okay, do I side with Drax or do I side with Rocket and don't throw, and we figure out another way. And I'm not gonna lie, I did choose to throw Rocket. And
you threw Rocket?
Yeah, I did. And you can definitely tell that he held a grudge for a little bit. But it's just like shit like that, which I freaking loved.
Ah, dude, I always took the long way.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I like always like told Drax no when it came to throwing Rocket. Like, gosh, I love that we had like these different games that like when you play, do you try to make the decisions that you would make, or do you try to make the ones that you wouldn't?
I feel like I try to keep it 50-50, because like in that instance, I'm thinking like in Peter Quill's shoes, I feel, because like, don't get me wrong, Peter Quill can be like a really cool guy, but like sometimes I know him and Rocket don't exactly get along. So I'm sure if like he was in like a heated argument with Rocket, he wouldn't have been super mad just throwing Rocket across the freaking gap.
You try to make it based off of like the character?
Yeah.
Okay. I always do it like, even if it doesn't make sense for like the character, I always try to do it like based off of what I would do or what I think I would do. Because I was always just like, no, we're not throwing Rocket. But it might just have to be with my play style, because I know that if I didn't throw Rocket, then I'd have to take the long way and the long way would help me like find the collectibles.
See, I hate myself that I'm not the hugest like into collectibles. I'm not the kind of.
They made the collectibles worth it in this game.
I would agree, and like I definitely like got as many as I could, but like I was like kind of like I don't know. I'm like the kind of gamer that will just like kind of like just keep pushing forward. I don't really like venture out and like explore, which I really need to do because like people like put so much dedication into like doing the surroundings of these video games. So I really need to get better at that about that instead of just literally going mission to mission to mission.
Like this one didn't leave like, and we'll get into this too. Like this didn't have too many side quests to do. It was, I feel like the side quest was the collectibles, and like I said, the collectibles were worth it for me because like it opened up dialogue with the different guardians.
That is true.
Like I'm trying to remember what. Oh, there was a broken translator, like a broken universal translator, and when you collect that, they put it on your ship somewhere, and it's like, hey, you can go and like find this now, so you can walk downstairs or to the cargo hold of the Milano, and you can find the translator. And then when he picks it up, he's like, "Oh, I wonder if Groot's language is on this." And so you try talking to Groot, and like, of course, all he's saying is, "I am Groot." And then Peter's having like this dialogue, like talking like, "Oh man, I really wish that. Like, do you think that your language is on this?" And he's like saying no. And then Rocket kind of comes around the corner and like translates for Groot a little bit, and it's just a super sweet moment.
Yeah. And
then it's like the same thing with like some of the other Guardians. And so this is what I spent my money on when who did you sell to Lady Hellbender?
Rocket.
I sold Groot.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like it was the smart call.
Yeah, it honestly was, because freaking her dialogue when it came to like literally when they open the door and Rocket steps out, she just freaking bursts out laughing.
Yeah,
like, how did she react when Groot came out?
Completely opposite. Like he comes
really?
out and then she like, oh, like, and starts like talking about how magnificent of a creature he is. And
what the hell? Yeah, she straight up just laughed and she's like, "Oh my, what can that rodent even do?" And shit. It's like, fuck you, lady.
I was throwing Drax under the bus hard.
Like, dude, I did the same thing. Dude, can we both agree, and I'm sorry to use the word again, she had fuck me eyes for Drax. Like,
yeah.
Like, so hardcore. Like, oh my god.
Dude, did you play as like the classic costumes, or did you like collect some other outfits?
No, I just played as classics.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went around and unlocked all of the movie outfits.
How do the movie ones look?
They look incredible.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, like what I really like about it, like I chose Drax's like typical outfit. So I had like different outfits for each character. So Star-Lord's, I actually kept his like classic look. I just really liked the jacket that he had and everything.
Looks really good.
Rocket, I don't think I gave him the movie accurate outfit. I gave Drax the movie accurate, and I think I gave Gamora too. But what I really liked is it didn't change like the hair that much. Like with Gamora, it was just the outfit that changed. It wasn't like her hair or anything else about her. It was just the outfit. I was
actually just about to ask that, like with like Rocket, especially with the movie, like does he still have like kind of like a goatee kind of thing if you switch to the movie outfit? Yep. He does? Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's just movie outfit.
Okay.
Which, I mean, the movie outfit was cool and all, but it wasn't my favorite.
Is it the orange one? Kind of like orange one from the first one, or the blue one? Okay.
The orange one.
Damn, I was kind of hoping it was the blue one.
So they did have a blue one. One that was
okay.
pretty similar to the blue one. So I actually used that one a little bit too.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, freaking loved it. But yeah, she had some major eyes for freaking Drax.
Dude, like, oh my god.
Like, there was a point where I was uncomfortable. I was just like, oh, jeez. Okay.
Dude, when he finally asked Peter, because doesn't he ask Peter, oh, is she flirting with me or something? Shit like that. Literally, I'm just like, no shit, man. How did you not pick up on this? I know you're not you're not you don't pick up on stuff super fast tracks, but come on.
Yeah. Oh my. Dude, another story thing I want to hit on. When you have to go into Drax's mind to free him from the promise, that was the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in a video game.
Dude, same. The fact that each time he keeps turning around, he's just why are you following me? Just leave me alone. Your heart freaking just breaks every single moment. You have to keep moving forward just to convince him this isn't real.
Dude, there were so many times I'm like, just leave him. Just leave him. He's in that.
You're fine with 4. You're fine with 4.
I know. Dude, I think this. I don't know if this has happened in a video game before. At least not to the extreme. I freaking cried during that whole situation. At least when you're actually freeing him.
Yeah.
Oh man. It was just heartbreaking.
Because in the MCU, we never actually get to see Covette and his daughter, right?
No, we do not.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So that was freaking rough. And then freaking same thing when Peter's trapped in the promise and he has to shoot his mom. I was just don't make me do that. Don't make me. I actually found out what happened if you don't. It's not good.
Okay,
it's just this black sludge just kind of comes over the screen and then some credits will show. And then
oh, really?
Yeah, so the credits will show and I'm just fine. Don't even care. And they'll say reload. I'm like, fine.
No. Don't make me do this again.
Oh man, this like you said, how do you get this game right after Avengers?
Yeah.
Dude, the story was so freaking good in this. There was not a single part of the story that I disliked.
Dude, I thought maybe I was gonna when it was definitely showcased that Nikki was gonna have a bigger part to play than I initially thought. I might have thought that she would get a little bit annoying, but no, dude, I loved her character throughout. I freaking love that she's now a Guardian of the Galaxy.
Dude, her story was freaking heartbreaking too.
Oh, dude. Okay, yeah, that ending when Peter has to keep snapping her out of it and just making her accept that her mother really is dead. Yeah, I started tearing up at that part.
Dude, this game did such a good job of just hitting you in the feels a freaking gut punch. And it wasn't just once. It was this game made me feel genuine high and low emotions. There were times where I was just yeah, freaking get it.
Yeah.
And then there were other times where, I said, just freaking was crying. There were times I paused the game to cry.
Yeah, dude, such amazing storytelling.
It was so freaking good. Really freaking good. I don't know about you. I'm maybe solid 95 for my story score.
Dude, I was thinking the same.
The writing, on the other hand, story aspects were great. Like, the story aspects were fantastic. Where it lost me was combat. The combat dialogue was very limited.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair.
Like, and it sucks because it's just like the same thing over and over and over again, and you just like,
yeah.
Okay. And especially if you're like I got my ass handed to me like quite a few times, and so having to replay those moments, freaking like it got annoying because it was hitting the same freaking beats exactly like, how it hit it in the last version.
Don't get me wrong, I'm cool with Peter calling out, like I don't know even how to say this. Plays? No, that doesn't work. I mean, like what each teammate he wants to do. But yeah, it was just over and over again. It really got very frustrating.
Yeah, I think they needed a wider selection, or variation of like the call-outs.
Did you feel any comedy was wasted by any of the Guardians?
Honestly, not all of Star-Lord's jokes hit for me.
Same here, man. Yep, same here.
I think a lot, like, I think that is somewhere that the game lacked was humor. Like, there was definitely some stuff that made me laugh, but a lot of the jokes were just more like, okay, that was freaking dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Maybe it's just me, but I mean, I don't know if this. I guess this can kind of go in writing, but at the end, before like the whole thing with Adam Warlock and like him getting giant as fuck, when you think the Guardians have won and they're just like strutting their stuff and just walking along. I don't know. Maybe for me, that felt just very awkward because there's no one around you. There's no one around you, so like you're not really showing off to anyone.
So is it when you're walking down the hallway, like right before you face off against Magus?
No, it's God, what is it? It's like literally right before you board your ship, before the credits start rolling.
Okay. Yeah, when I was walking through there, I actually had like a lot of people there that I could like interact with.
I didn't.
Maybe it was like just based off of the decisions you made, because it's like I would walk for a little while. Yeah. Because I would walk for a little while, and then it was like Lady Hellbender I could interact with. Then I'd walk a little bit more, and then I could interact with some Nova Corps people, and then walk a little further, and then I interacted with the what's it called? The big face.
I remember interacting with Hellbender, but I don't remember interacting with Nova Corps or anybody else like that. God, I made some shitty decisions apparently.
Yeah, like that's so that's actually what affects your gets affected the most is supposedly like that ending. Like some of whatever decisions you make when you're talking.
Yeah.
Like did the freaking hell. The Nova building come and help you?
No.
It didn't?
No,
Or like the big ass face that you went and chatted with? Oh, what's her name? Shit, I can't find the name of the Nova place. Son of a bitch. I can't find it. I was gonna say the High Evolutionary, but it's not. That's not it.
I swear, from what I remember, I did not.
Like you remember, like going to talk to the Nova station, right?
Yeah.
And talking to like the big ass face.
Yes.
And that they didn't come and help you.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, that was like a big thing. So like they came and helped me, so I had like some major assistance from the Nova Corps.
Okay, well apparently I got to play this game again because I made the wrong decisions.
Yeah. So when you were... Oh, gosh. I need to find the name of that place. Not the quarantine zone. The World Mind. The Xandarian World Mind. Let's see. Let's see what you had to do for that. So you were trying to request help from the Nova supercomputer, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it was when you were going there to like pay your fine. So you paid your fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you're talking to the World Mind, you can find like a bunch of information on like a bunch of different people within like the world, but you're trying to convince the World Mind to come and help you like in this final battle, but then they freaking like, okay, peace out and bounce. But with whatever I asked them, made them question like, okay, maybe like I should help, and then they came and like gave me some air support.
Mm.
And then did Fang Foom come and help you?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, apparently I need to replay this game because I did not make the right decisions.
Yeah, so yeah, I went to pay the fine, didn't end up paying it, but I was trying to convince the World Mind, so I shared some intel that I had against the Church of Truth. And then they were just like, yeah, we're just going to like not fight them and see how that goes for us. And so then I like questioned them, and I was just like, how does that strategy work? Because eventually the World Mind's going to grow bigger, more powerful, and then they're eventually going to track you down, hunt you, and like destroy you. And then they're just like, oh, we need to think about this. And then they turned around and freaking zapped out. And then like in the middle of the battle, they come and are like bring a bunch of people with them. So interesting that you didn't get that.
Yeah.
Because that's like where when you're walking and how you said you're walking through like an empty hallway. Like mine was crammed full of people.
Ah, you lucky duck.
Yeah, like I was actually, a lot of people were just standing on that bridge. So instead of it just being like a straight walk, like I was actually like maneuvering around people.
Yeah, that didn't happen to me.
That's funny.
Nothing but straight for me.
Yeah, there was like random dialogue here and there that we'd have like with Lady Hellbender, then a couple Nova people, then Nikki, and then Adam, and so that's kind of how it went. So I mean, it's unfortunate because like the writing overall for this, at least in story beats, fantastic. Like I'd say,
yeah, absolutely agree.
Upward somewhere in the high 90s. But what kills me is the combat dialogue that just got very stale. And then the humor. They didn't get the humor at all.
No, they really did not.
So what are you thinking for writing?
I'm gonna set it like an 85.
Honestly, I think I can meet you there.
Yeah.
I might go a little higher. I might just be at like an 86.
All right.
Like not a big difference, but just slight.
Yeah.
All right, voice acting. We have John McLaren, who voiced Star-Lord. We have Kimberly Sue Murray, who voices Gamora. Alex Weiner, who voices Rocket. It might be Wiener. I just know that most people that have a name like that, they usually go by Weiner, but it might be Alex Wiener. But anyway, he voiced Rocket. We have Jason Cavalier, who voices Drax. Robert Montcalm, who voices Groot. Brent Skagford, who voices Adam Warlock. Romaine Dennis, who voices Nikki Gold. Sarah Levesque, who voices Lady Hellbender. And then Judith Barbeau, who voices Corel.
Okay.
I don't think there's anyone else that's... Yeah, that seems like it. I don't think Mantis was in it enough. Right?
I don't think so, but God, did I love Mantis in this game.
I loved her too.
Yeah, oh my God, she was fantastic.
Yeah, and then Meredith Quill, I don't think was in it enough. And then young Peter Quill.
Dude, that kid straight up looks like young Peter Quill.
Yeah, I think they got a lot of the character design based off of these people.
I love it. That's awesome.
I mean, as far as you can go. I know frickin' the chick who voices Nikki Gold looks damn near exactly like her. Obviously just blue-skinned. And then Lady Hellbender looks...
Yeah, straight up. Goddamn.
Don't lie, though. Lady Hellbender had it going on, though, right?
Oh, dude, absolutely. Goddamn.
Yeah, I was digging it.
I was crushing hard, not gonna lie.
No, there was part of me that was just like, Drax, you freaking lucky bastard.
Seriously.
Shit. And especially when she was whooping ass too. Dude, when she was flying around on Fing Fang Foom, I'm just like,
marry me. Just marry me right now.
Yeah, not hating this. Oh, yeah, freaking loved her. Mantis was hilarious. I freaking loved Mantis.
So great.
All of these characters were freaking awesome. So who would you say is your top 5? Or what? Unless they're all the Guardians.
I wouldn't say they're all the Guardians. Number 5? Alright, give me a minute. Okay. So, number 5, I will give to, what is her name? Sarah Levesque, who played Lady Hellbender. She was, not only was her character hot, but her voice just made it even more hot.
Dude, I simped hard for Lady Hellbender.
Yeah, same here. Same here, man.
Dude, when I figured out or when they were talking about screwing her over, I was just like, all right, let's go screw this bitch over. And then when I saw her, I was just like, I think we've made a mistake.
Yeah. How about we do the different kind of screwing, huh? How about that?
Inappropriate.
Sorry.
But accurate.
Yeah. We don't claim to keep it PG here. Just saying. Number 4, I would give to Emmanuel Lucier Martinez, who played Mantis, just because, oh my God, she was amazing. Don't get me wrong, I love Palm Clementif in the MCU one, but I think I might have liked her just like this rendition a little better. I loved Mantis to death in this video game, and just credit to this actress. She was freaking incredible.
Yeah, she was fantastic.
Yeah. Number 3, I would give to Romaine Denise, or Dennis. Is it Denise or Dennis?
I'd say Dennis.
Dennis, who played Nikki Gold. Like you said earlier, I thought that she was going to, when we find out that she has more of a bigger role throughout the story, I was going to be like, oh God, please tell me we're not going to turn her into just an annoying ass kid. They didn't really turn her into a great character, and Romaine, or is it Roman?
I'd say Romaine.
Fantastic voice work. Like, seriously, absolutely incredible. She honestly became one of my favorite characters of the game. Fantastic. Number 2, I would give to Jason Cavalier, who played Drax. He did such a good job of delivering like the dry wit humor that Drax is known for. And just, yeah, like he reminded me a lot of how Batista delivers it, but in like the best way possible. If anything, I think I liked his delivery even a little bit better than how Batista delivers his lines as Drax. He was freaking amazing. And then number 1, I would give to Alex, let's just say Weiner, who played Rocket. Rocket has and always will be my favorite Guardian. And no voice actor has done me wrong. Bradley Cooper was amazing, and Alex Weiner did the absolute same. He was fantastic as Rocket. When he needed to hit those emotional beats, he did. When he needed to be funny, he was absolutely amazing. So that is my top 5.
Honestly, it's hard to disagree with you there. Shit. I would say my number 5. My number 5 might have to go to Corel, voiced by Judith Barbeau. I thought she was a really interesting character, and the way that she was able to portray like the sense of urgency to Peter, while also just kind of throwing him for a loop about Nikki's heritage, was really funny. Did you take Nikki's side?
Yes, I did.
Did you? Damn. I was trying to see what happens if you didn't.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah, so freaking, I loved her performance, and it, like, again, it's hard for me to like not like use the two in unison. Like, I don't know if they work together in the same room or what, but her and John McClaren, who voiced Star-Lord, were able to have, like, when they were in Nikki's promise, they were able to just like work off each other so freaking well, making that scene a million times more impactful. So freaking loved her. My number 4, probably going to give to Romaine Dennis, who played Nikki. Like you said, didn't come off as annoying whatsoever, which was fantastic. Like, that was something I was genuinely afraid of too. I'm just like, how great, like, this kid.
Right?
Yeah, next I'm giving it to Sarah Levesque, who plays Lady Hellbender, because I have a big crush on Lady Hellbender.
I love it.
Dude, I even told Brielle, I'm just like, oh shit. Like, when I first saw her, and I'm like I was simping hard.
Oh,
and like, Brielle was laughing at me, just like giving me like, okay, whatever, and then saw her and was like, oh, okay.
I love it.
So yeah, loved her. My number 2, I'm probably going to give to John McLaren, who played Star-Lord. And the only reason I'm not giving him number 1 is I feel Jason Cavalier, who voiced Drax, freaking rocked my emotional world.
Right?
Like, the margins there are really freaking close. Like, it is almost a coin flip, but it's leaning more towards Drax's favor. John McLaren, like, don't get me wrong, fantastic voice acting. Like I said, I think Jason Cavalier just kind of blew it out of the park a little bit better.
He really did.
Oh man, like I don't know if I'd go as far as saying that I liked his performance over Dave Bautista's, but I did very much enjoy his performance in this, and I like that he kind of took a different route with Drax. It wasn't like, I feel like Dave Bautista tries to go like a little over the top with his humor.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that.
And his version just kind of seemed to take the character a bit more seriously, but still putting him in like funny situations.
Yeah.
Like, not, I don't know, not like over the top funny, but just like a decent amount of just like, okay, you're just completely clueless. And that worked. So I think that's also kind of a little prop to like the writing of this, but anyway. What are you sitting with voice acting?
I'll say a 93.
I might be sitting at like a solid 90.
All
right, we got character development. So obviously we have to do this on Star-Lord because he was the main character in this. And I kind of really dug how they shared his story.
I did too. I love how they pieced together how he was abducted as a child, because when you first start off the game, it's, just him sitting on his bed on his birthday. His mother comes down and it's just like, hey, we got cake upstairs, come upstairs, let's celebrate your birthday. And literally as you go to reach for the door and open it, then it just all of a sudden jumps to current day and like Drax waking Peter up. And that's how you're introduced to Peter Quill. And then throughout the game, that whole scenario, that whole, Peter finding out the truth about his father, him getting abducted, his mother getting killed, it is all it all gets worked out through the game. And I loved that. I love that it wasn't just given to all of it wasn't just given to us right then and there. I love that it was spread out.
I like how I love a freaking good flashback sequence. But yeah, like totally agree. Love how they didn't give us everything all at once. I think it worked really well with the flow of the game. And like especially like hitting, like I think the things that they were able to hit in the flashbacks kind of really gave a solid foundation for what we were about to see moving forward into the story, or kind of giving us like a really interesting like break.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
So I really dug it, and they did it at like a really well timed points in the game.
Yeah, they did.
Like I really like the one where you're walking to where you're pulling the cart, like obviously you did with Rocket and I did with Groot. When you're pulling the cart and like walking down that long walkway, and then it has like that flashback.
Yes.
So freaking really love that. But yeah, like you get a lot of growth from Peter as kind of like a leader.
You really do. I don't know, because like I feel when it comes to like, I feel all of the Guardians respect him as the leader, or at least they try to show in their own ways that they do. But you can definitely tell that throughout the game, there are some that question the way that he does go about his leadership.
Some meaning Rocket.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's an interesting dynamic between them, because it's like none of the Guardians seem to respect Earthlings or Terrans.
It's true.
And so I think it's hard for them to do that. And then they're just all really closed off individuals.
Yeah.
As well. So I think that's really tough. And then when Peter has to make the tough calls that kind of go against, like, I freaking caught hell and a half for selling Groot from Rocket. Like, he was pissed.
You don't get like literally any backlash for selling Rocket.
Yeah, he gave me so much shit for like a majority of the game. And that's like what, like, it was such a hard decision for me to not let Drax throw him. Like, whenever it like called for it, because I'm just like, little shit.
Yeah.
But he was giving me like such a hard time. And then like eventually it got to like back to the point where kind of doing like a little bit of a dive into Rocket as a character, and kind of being a little bit more open and vulnerable with me, and getting that dialogue out of him. So it got better, but it was really nice to see that growth coming from just the team in general.
Yeah.
As well as Peter. Like, I think Peter was doing a lot of acceptance and like not being able to change things, or like accepting reality. Like, I think that was like the big thing. It was just an acceptance of reality, especially when it came to like accepting the promise and having to pull his friends out of it too.
Yeah.
Like, especially with Drax. Like, I think him and Drax have like that like really deep connection of loss.
Yes, absolutely.
So that like is really interesting to see. I think the only downfall is just like maybe personal growth. There really doesn't seem to be too much.
That's fair.
But I mean, that's
agree with that.
I mean, that's not too bad, especially in like a team game like this.
True.
I mean, technically not really a team, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A game with a team in it.
Yeah.
Like, you want to see those relationships develop, and I think Drax and Rocket were the main focuses. Like, there were any like connection with Gamora seemed to be purely like side quest stuff.
That's true. I mean, dude, I was thrown through a freaking loop though when it was showcased that she killed Nebula.
Oh my gosh! Right?
God damn!
Oh,
it's like, no freaking way.
Yeah, that rocked me.
Right? Like, holy shit.
Like, I see we are taking a very different route here. Oh man. And then did you go to the collector's museum at all?
I didn't.
That was, I think, well worth the experience. So when you go there, you can purchase a doll from the collector, and you gift it to Gamora, and she kind of has a really interesting dialogue talking about how she didn't really get to experience a typical childhood being raised by Thanos and all this, and how like collecting dolls is just kind of trying to reconnect with that, like the inner child in her, and super crazy interesting dialogue, and I freaking loved it.
That sounds interesting. I like that.
Yeah, but it's just like from a character like Gamora, like it just they kept throwing like these freaking left hooks with Gamora that you're just like, that came out of nowhere,
dude. Right? Like seriously.
Like you have that whole thing where like you said, freaking killing Nebula, like what? And then her collecting dolls, like it's odd. Like, it's just an odd thing for someone like Gamora. And then they explain it so well that I'm like, okay, I guess that tracks. So, I really dug this. I think that, like I said, I think Groot and Gamora were more like side quest relationships to be, like, had. But the main focus were, like, Drax and Rocket.
Agreed.
So... I don't know quite where I'm sitting with character development, though. I think I'm, like, above average.
Yeah, same here. But, like, are you in the 90s? Or no, are you still in the 80s?
I don't know if I'm in the 90s.
I'm the same way.
I might be in, like, maybe the mid-80s. I'm not quite sure. Where are you sitting at?
I think I'm like on the same boat as you. I think I'm like at an 84.
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Hell yeah.
So I'll give it 84. All right, next up we got graphics.
These were so good.
They were really good. I think they were a million times better than anything we got with Marvel's Avengers. Like, dude, we gave that movie a freaking 50 in graphics. It's because of all the freaking glitches that we got.
Yeah, I don't think I got any glitches in this game.
I had a few.
I don't know if I did have any.
It was mostly whenever like I'd switch outfits. Like sometimes the especially with Drax, like some of the tattoos would look fuzzy. And then they'd have like a moment of like hyper clarity, and then they'd go back to being fuzzy when he was like in motion, and also during some of the cutscenes. So I guess that's not technically the fault of the game. Well, yes, it is.
Technically, yeah. They should have been able to get, I guess, motion tracking down more with that.
Yeah. Dude, I don't think there was very I think the cutscene, like if I'm remembering right, the cutscenes actually revert back to like how they originally look. Like, so they don't use like the outfits that you're wearing. I think you're.
I think you're. I mean, I never changed costumes, so I can't say anything.
Oh, now I know. Okay, so. No, I'm wrong. They do use it in the cutscenes, like whatever outfit you're wearing.
Okay.
But they don't have the outfits like universal to work with the cutscenes.
Huh.
So I have the I think everyone gets it. It's the like the first outfit that you can choose, like I think it's like the first appearance outfit for Star-Lord, where he's wearing like the typical Guardians like blue colors with the gold crest and everything. When you are getting arrested or taken into custody by Nikki, and you're asked to take off the rockets on your boots. I was wearing that outfit, the blue one, like not the classic suit. So when when he reaches down to take the rockets off, he reaches down and there's nothing there, and then he pulls, and then suddenly like there's stuff in his hand.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay, come on. So I'll dock for that, because I think that should be, if you're gonna have something that like that big in the game, it needs to work with all outfits that you can equip.
Absolutely agree.
So yeah, I'm going to dock for that. I guess this would go where I'm like graphics would kind of cover maybe character design and everything.
I would say so.
Just trying to like look through, see if there's anything that's like like everyone looked really freaking good.
They really did. Like honestly, I'm used to like how they look in the MCU, but they looked fantastic here.
Yeah, I really liked like what they did with Rocket, kind of giving like differentiating him from other versions where he kind of has like the long goatee.
Yeah, I loved that too. I thought that was so cool.
Dude, the environment in some of these worlds though, like when you're fighting, or in the first area when you're in the quarantine zone, like that looked amazing.
Dude, right? Like, oh my god.
Like they nailed the freaking scale of this game.
Oh my god, yeah, the world building is just incredible in this one.
Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through like the pictures of it right now.
I love it.
It took a minute for it to grow on me, but Star-Lord's mask kind of really sick.
Yeah, it was. Like, yeah. It's definitely, I'm sorry to say, comparing it again, it's definitely, slightly different from the MCU, but goddamn did it look good, and it really worked for me.
Yeah, it looked really freaking good. Like, all of their outfits, dude. Like, there were definitely, like, some of, like, the bonus outfits that sucked. But, like, all of the outfits freaking rocked. Like, I even really liked the end, like, the gold outfits that you wear, like, for the final fight.
Yeah, those actually looked really good. Like, honestly, I thought those looked better than some of the, like, final, like, Stark outfits that some of the Avengers wore in.
Oh, dude, no freaking comparison there. Those look like trash.
Yeah, they really did.
But Groot looked freaking awesome. He's actually the one, like another one of the Guardians that it was him and Star-Lord that I didn't use their MCU outfits. And I didn't use it because the MCU outfit made Groot look too skinny.
No shit, really?
Yeah, it was not good. Like, I like a bulkier Groot.
I would agree.
I mean, then Drax was just freaking just shirtless. And then Gamora's design was really cool. Like, that one took a minute for it to grow on me too, but I really dug her look. Here, I'm trying to look up real quick what their
Okay, yeah, I see where you're coming from here. Yeah, he looks way too skinny. What the shit?
Yeah,
looks like freaking teenage
I like
Groot.
a bulkier Groot. Like, it's just his limbs, like, or especially his arms. Like, if you would have just bulked up his arms a little bit.
That's fair.
Yeah. I really appreciated how, I mean, other than, I guess, Drax, it's just changing just, like, the base model. Like, with Gamora, like, she still has the same hair.
Yeah.
Like, it's not changing the face. It's changing, like, just some colors. Like, but her hair is, like, consistent. Like, there's only one outfit where her hair, like, changes.
Oh,
And
really?
It's like, yeah, it's like their fire, like, molten outfit or whatever. But, I mean, I like, too, how all of the Guardians had, I mean, Star-Lord had, like, a wider variety of outfits. Like, out of everyone, because obviously he's the playable character. But everyone else had the exact same amount of outfits. Just so you could, like, have your whole team match if you wanted to.
Yeah, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I did too. So, I freaking loved it. Like, the outfits looked good. Freaking the Nova Corps looked bitchin'.
Dude, right? Like, oh my gosh.
I will say this, the Centurions did kind of have a Dr. Fate vibe to them.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
But, I mean, overall, like, freaking off the hook. Loved it. So, I mean, very, very little complaints there. I'd say, like, just taking into consideration some of the issues that we had. But, I mean, overall, it looked good. So, I'm probably average here, too. Maybe 82?
Yeah, not you there.
Alright, music. Off the hook.
Dude, I will fight you for a 10.
So this is out of 100.
Oh, this is out of 100? I'm sorry, I'm so used to it being out of 10s for this.
Dude, I actually have no issues giving this 100.
Oh, yes, and I almost gave it 1,000.
Dude,
the
I
list
have
of songs is just incredible.
I have 3 songs. For those of you that don't know, they have a band. So Star-Lord gets his name from his favorite band. His favorite band's name is Star-Lord. And so that's like the patch on the back of his jacket, like everything like says Star-Lord, but Star-Lord is a band. And so they released a whole freaking album of like from the artist Star-Lord, which is not a real band. So they hired a band to play Star-Lord and release like this whole album. I have 3 or 4 of those songs saved on my Spotify.
Yes. Dude, I love it. That's awesome.
Like, have you listened to any of those outside of the game?
I haven't. I honestly need to now, because the fact that you added them to your Spotify just freaking makes me happy, so.
I added like the first song that it plays that you listen to like in the game. That song is a freaking banger, and it has no right being that freaking good. And oh my gosh, dude. And then the rest of the soundtrack is incredible.
Seriously.
Like I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Oh, dude, oh my god, dude. What was the one that they like? I couldn't believe that they actually had. Never Gonna Give You Up. I couldn't believe that they actually had that in there.
I know, freaking getting rickrolled in the middle of a game.
Freaking the Blondie theme, Call Me. That was Kickstart My Heart. Tainted Love. Oh, freaking love that song.
Yeah, you guys can pull up the so it's a playlist, the Guardians of the Galaxy original video game playlist. So you have freaking Never Gonna Give You Up, Holding Out for a Hero from Footloose.
I love it so much.
Freaking Wake Me Up Before You Go Go by Wham. White Wedding, Billy Idol. Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Tears for Fears. Take on Me by Aha. The final countdown. Europe. We Built This City by Starship. And then everything from freaking the Star-Lord band. Oh, freaking just hit after hit after hit, dude.
Yep.
And so the songs I have are Zero to Hero, No Guts, No Glory. There's another one. What's it called? Oh, Space Riders with No Names. And I think All for One. It's either All for One or Solar Skies, but freaking bangers, dude.
So amazing.
Nothing but freaking bangers.
Yep. Absolutely.
Like, this is exactly what you would expect from a Guardians of the Galaxy game. At least now, because James Gunn made...
After hearing this soundtrack, Gunn, you got a lot to deliver on with that Volume 3 soundtrack.
Yeah. It better freaking rock my socks, dude.
Yeah. Straight up.
Alright. Next up, we got gameplay. This is where I'm going to be a little bit more critiqueful of the game.
That's fair. I mean, what was your thoughts of when, like they would have those team huddles and, they would decide which way to go. Did you like that? Did you feel that was like a good team building dynamic, or did that ever get annoying to you?
I actually really liked when we had to do that.
I did as well. I'm just wondering if like anyone actually ever did get annoyed by it.
I feel like it could get annoying, but I did it like very rarely.
Same here.
Like, I maybe did it once or twice per mission. Or per chapter, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it didn't feel like it was just over the top.
No, I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I think my big issue was trying to get characters to do stuff.
Yeah, good old CPUs, am I right?
Yeah, so for those of you that haven't played it, you have to get your teammates to do stuff, or at least in combat. I think it was only difficult in combat. When it came to doing puzzle based stuff and having them to do the extras, that wasn't too difficult.
I'd agree with that.
But it was in combat. So in combat, you have to hold, I think it's one of the trigger buttons, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like a trigger button, and then it pops up the Guardians menu, and then you have to push one of the buttons, A, B, X, Y for Xbox, or the X, circle, square, triangle.
For PlayStation?
Yeah, for PlayStation. So you press one of those to choose your Guardian, so you can hold it, and for Rocket, for example, you can press... I'm just going to go based off Xbox. So you hold that the left trigger, press B for Rocket, and then you have to press one of those buttons again for a separate attack. So usually, with Rocket, if you're wanting to use his ultimate attack, your left trigger, B, and then that's Rocket's attack. But Rocket has 3 additional attacks that he can do, so you can have the trigger B, Y, be X, be A, so that like activates different things. But when you're in the middle of combat, that's like the last thing I'm thinking of. Like,
same here.
I never did any other attack other than like the guardian, like whatever direction the guardians were. So like if you had the left trigger, it's like Rocket would be B, Gamora would be Y. I think Groot was A, and then Drax was X. So I'd always just do XX or YY or BB or AA. Like never like did like a variation on the moves. So that was a little difficult. I don't know how else you would do that, but it made fighting with a variety really hard.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah. The puzzles were good.
They were. I mean, did you feel like playing a Star-Lord? Did you feel like comfortable as him? Did you ever feel like he was ever hard to control? Or
I feel he was only ever hard to control when he was gliding around.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
Like one of the moves that you can do is Star-Lord. Like that was another thing to freaking get used to. So you have like your special moves that you can do for like the Guardians. So like I said, the trigger A, B, or X, Y, whatever the hell like sequence you wanted to do. But you also had a sequence for Star-Lord, and that was freaking hard.
Yeah, dude, seriously though.
It was a pain in the ass trying to remember which one, like what did what. Like I wish that you could have set what those attacks were, because there were definitely some attacks that dealt more damage and stun than their base attack that I wish I would have been able to use more often.
Yeah.
So I wish I could have set that as like the base. But I mean, whatever. It worked well enough. But yeah, when you were gliding around, like that was a pain in the actual ass.
At least it was no freaking gliding around as Iron Man. So
yeah.
It wasn't that bad, but no, still though.
Also, you had to be like very careful with enemy lock.
Yes.
Because you're not getting attacked by like one enemy. You can be getting like surrounded by a ton of different enemies.
God,
and just be getting like absolutely wrecked. But if you like enemy lock on one, because enemies like to jump around, so if you enemy lock on one and someone's attacking you from behind, there's no way to attack the person behind you without turning your enemy lock off. And that freaking sucked.
Yeah, dude, seriously though.
Like that made combat really hard sometimes, especially when you got to those weird cubes that you had to like change, like whether you froze or electrified or whatever the hell with that.
Yeah.
Really freaking hard. I think the only thing that I really liked doing was changing the elements on the element gun.
That's fair. I can see that.
Yeah, so for like the element gun, you had air, fire, electricity, and ice.
That sounds right.
My go-to was electricity. Like I felt like that dealt the most.
Yep, same here.
Like high stun, like
yeah,
a little bit of damage too. Where fire would deal the damage, but it wouldn't really like stop people in their tracks, which is what you needed to do. When you're getting like surrounded, you just need everyone to stop moving, so you just zap the ever living shit out of them. So I like that aspect of combat. And then, like I said, I really like the puzzle aspect too. Like, I don't feel like this relied on combat as heavily as Avengers did.
Yeah, oh my god. Avengers was the freaking worst with that.
Yeah, it was just like walking around, like, oh, gotta beat these guys, oh, gotta beat these guys, oh, gotta beat these guys. Like, here you had like a variety, like, oh, you're in like an open space, defeat these enemies, and then you can start like working on the puzzle. And then you like walk around like this environment, try to find like hidden clues, like, oh, secret tunnel. And then you go and do that. At least that's how I did. You probably just like soldier through.
Yep. Because that's the Rose way.
So, I mean, that part was fun. And I definitely really enjoyed the different puzzles that you could do. And especially like as you started to get more abilities with your element guns, like it made puzzles difficult, but in like a good way, like or more challenging, which is, at least in my opinion, makes it more fun.
Yeah, maybe not so much for me. Makes me that much closer to throwing my remote through my TV, but you know.
I love a good puzzle in video games. Like I would choose puzzles. Yeah, I would choose puzzles over combat any day.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah. Me and Caleb are so complete opposite with that shit. It's very rare that we're complete opposite, but with that, yeah, it's definitely.
I don't know if we've ever talked about this. How when you played Spider-Man, how would you play? Like if you were going to like clear out a room, would you just jump down and beat everyone up?
No, I still tried to be sneaky and like do like the what are they called? Like the sneaky web attacks, like grabbing someone, like freaking like throwing them up in the air and like webbing them up and then like attaching them to the ceiling. But I'll fully admit sometimes I would slip or I ran a little too fast and like accidentally went into the room without knowing. So most of the time when it came to me just like running full speed into the situation, it was by accident. I didn't actually mean to.
Fair.
What do I do?
No, I try to be as stealthy as humanly possible. Like I would clear out some missions without ever like throwing a punch.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that.
Like I had fun with that. Like I would, like I'm the type of person, at least with if like the video game gives me the option to, like Spider-Man did, I would sit there for like 5, maybe 10 minutes, like studying what each of the baddies does, and then just strategically starting to take them out like one by one.
Dude, I love that. That's awesome.
I had fun. Anyway, getting back to Guardians. I mean, the gameplay wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. I don't know, for me, I'm going to say a solid 80 for gameplay. Bitch,
yeah.
goddamn.
I'm looking at like our past games, and we gave Fallen Order a 92 for gameplay, which I would still agree with.
We gave Red Dead a 77?
Yeah, because freaking swapping guns and like all the different shit you could do was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. I was like, why the hell is this so low? Okay, that makes sense.
Hey, the game's still in the freaking A.
That's true. That is very true.
I don't know. I might say it's on the same level as Red Dead. I'm going to go 77.
All right.
I think I had more issues with the gameplay than not.
That's fair.
All right, main missions. I think so. This was just like going along with story. So I think the main missions were solid.
They really were. Oh my god! Like they really just led to an amazing story. I feel like I said, the way that the main missions are set up, you get to know this team so well. You get to understand their strengths, their differences, why they work so well together, why they don't work so well together. And I don't know, honestly, like after playing this game, I feel I know the Guardians of the Galaxy more than I did with the previous 2 MCU movies. I'm sorry to say, but with not with every character, but like you pointed out, especially with like Rocks. Wow, Rocket. That was me combining Rocks and Rock. God damn it! I did it again. That's me combining Rocket and Drax. Rocks. There we go. Like you pointed out earlier, when it comes to like not Peter Quill, but like the rest of the team, Rocket and Drax are definitely the ones that get like the most told about them. Gamora and Groot kind of not get sidelined, but we definitely like when we get to know something new about Gamora, it's definitely like a huge surprise because for the most part we don't really get to explore a lot of Gamora's past. And I mean, like, yeah, of course we get the whole Daughter of Thanos thing. They dive into that. The death of Nebula, or her killing Nebula, which is still freaking jaw-dropping. But you definitely get more of a sense of knowing who Rocket and Drax are, along with Star-Lord, and just, I don't know, I finishing this game, I felt I knew these characters more personally than I did when it comes to the MCU. Nothing against the MCU. I love those movies. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies are some of my favorite MCU movies of all time. But, and probably just because this is a video game, I feel that you get to know these characters even more.
Yeah, you definitely got me there. I think the main missions were like really good and like could hit you in such an emotional way. Like when you get those reveals that freaking bug on my mic.
How cold? You know what? I gotta know what's the weather out there right now, really quickly.
It's warm.
You son of a bitch.
It's like, it's kind of like a chilly warm, like where it's like really kind of chilly in the mornings, but then like warms up through the day. So it's kind of like fall time ish, I would say, like early fall time. At least in Utah.
Yeah, freaking 30s over here, snowing, freaking great. 'Cause I know you miss the snow. I know you do. Don't
not
lie.
Even a little bit.
Don't lie. Don't lie. I see past your lies, bro. I've known you so many years. We have a connection. I see past you. So don't try to hide it from me.
Dude, it's like
Anyway.
that damn picture you took with your family on Thanksgiving.
Dude, yeah. Freaking the comment reels. Oh my
Dude,
god, I couldn't stop laughing.
She showed me that picture. She's like, "Hey, look, Froze had Thanksgiving with his family," and I like looked at it for a second. I didn't say anything, but I'm like, he looks pissed. And then Brielle's just like, "Is it just me, or does he seem like he's mad?" And I'm like, "Yes."
What did she say? She said, "It looks like I have death in my eyes."
Yeah, you look like you're about to
like
light something on fire.
I mean, under circumstances, yes, that is a reason why. But also, I was sitting in a very uncomfortable position.
Yep, I saw that too.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, Rose is getting ready to like grab a plate and just snap it over someone's head.
I think at least you and her would know whose head I would break it over first.
We know exactly.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway.
Yeah. Before I say anything else that might have me wind up in prison,
Yeah, getting back to the main missions. Honestly, I think my only issue with a lot of the main missions were sometimes the combat was really hard to get through.
Dude, oh my god, I can't count how many freaking times I died. Like,
a lot.
Yeah, and I had this shit on easy.
I did too.
Like, what the hell? Like, I thought Avengers was hard to get through with those freaking aim robots.
Avengers was damn near impossible to get through.
True.
Even on easy.
Yeah, oh my god, don't get me started with those freaking, like, huge aim robots that had, like, freaking 4 force fields around them.
Yeah. Dude, I think my big issue with Avengers is just, like, you couldn't really tell how... Like I know the enemies have, like, a health bar and everything. It's just, you can't really tell how effective your hits are on people.
Yeah, dude, straight up.
Like, it doesn't like, it just feels like you're swinging and not really hitting anything. And then eventually, like, they die. What felt good about this is, like, the characters will, like, kind of pop off a little, like, kind of blast away a little bit. So it made you feel like, okay, like, yeah, freaking A. Or my favorite were the little like lumpy cubes or balls that you could come and just freaking kick and they break.
Yes. Oh, I freaking loved those.
But yeah, I think that was my only issue, like, main missions wise. The main missions, like, they pushed the story forward. They were fun. Especially when you got to do, like, more story-based stuff.
Yes.
So I loved the main missions. Personally, sitting maybe 87 with it.
Hey, you know what? I'll match you there.
Alright, side quests.
Considering I just powered through, I didn't really get to experience a lot of these.
Yeah, so side quests are interesting for me, at least. So they didn't really have any side quests. Like, it was anything like that. I would say would be considered side quest is more gathering collectibles. And the currency that you could collect to upgrade your gear, that kind of got a little tedious after a while.
Do you feel, though, it worked better, though, than, like, how currency worked in Avengers?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, it was just like, once you upgrade, I feel like they kind of skimped out on upgrades.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I feel like I upgraded everything to the max pretty quick. Like, pretty early on in the game, too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think I was halfway before I upgraded everything.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, like, I know that there was stuff that was unlocked until I reached a certain level, but I had everything I could possibly have unlocked.
Damn.
Yeah,
I've noticed I'm, like, so bad about that in, like, video games of, like, upgrading my equipment, because, like, I hardly did that. Not only did I hardly do it in this game, I hardly did it in Avengers either. I'm so bad at that shit. God, I really need to get better at this stuff, man. I need to actually, like, fully embrace and, like, play the video game fully. God damn it.
But yeah, so getting those collectibles, like I said, got tedious after a while. The only collectibles that I felt were worth gathering were the ones that, like, gave you dialogue with the team.
Okay.
So I know, like, for example, with Groot, you had the broken translator. With Drax, there were actually when you're going to face Fing Fang Foom and like hunting him down, there's a broken sword piece that you can take like as a collectible and then like kind of discuss whatever Drax's species habits were when it came to facing Fing Fang Foom.
Huh.
Because like they made it kind of like that was like the ultimate like contest, like or proof of worth. Like that was like the ultimate thing that you could do: go face down Fing Fang Foom.
Okay.
And so, like, you could collect some of the team markers, and he would kind of give you like a backstory on them and give you like some really interesting like conversation on that kind of stuff, and that was like fantastic. But those were like very few and far between, and I think I only missed like 2 collectibles.
That's pretty impressive, man.
Like on my first playthrough, and then I just kind of watched the story, like the dialogue on like the ones I missed.
Okay.
Just because I didn't want to go back and like do it all again, because it's like, oh, you have to play this chapter, but it's like at the end of the chapter, and like, ugh.
Of course it is.
Yeah, so didn't really want to do that, but the dialogue was interesting. The rest of the like the collectibles, not really worth it.
Oh, okay.
Like those, like, okay, not counting outfits. Like if you wanted to go find and like collect outfits, but it's like, at least for me, once I find the outfit that I want, I'm using that the rest of the game.
Dude, yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, even though I didn't change the Guardians outfits, like honestly, I feel sorry to go back to Avengers, but once they like released like my favorite like MCU skin of a certain character, yeah, I never change it.
Yeah.
Like I honestly wish that they would have released and I know they couldn't have because it wasn't released yet. Both the outfits for Clint and Kate from Hawkeye, because I love those suits so much, and now I'll never change them again because I feel for the time being, they're as comic accurate as you can get.
Yeah. So, I mean, side quests were a little bit of a letdown for me, personally. Like I said, the collectibles that were worth getting were absolutely worth getting.
Yeah.
But it's once you collected all those and upgraded all your gear, there was really no point other than for completion's sake. And unfortunately, I'm kind of one of those completionist gamers.
I get you, man.
So personally with these, I'm at probably as average can get, so I'm sitting at a 75 there.
Considering that I don't really have a lot to base my opinion off of because I didn't really do the side requests, I feel I'm just going to match you with that once again.
All right, last up we got our own personal grade. So Rose, you want to take this one first?
I would love to. So overall, Square Enix, this was a huge step up from Marvel's Avengers. I feel I might have liked that game just a little more than Caleb. Maybe just a little bit, because I feel I still do revisit from time to time. But this is a step in the right direction when it comes to you guys making superhero games. Honestly, I really hope to see more from Square Enix. Just the oh my god, the character development in this game is so great. It was such a great idea to just have it be one player. You only play as Star-Lord. You're just interacting with the rest of the Guardians. I'm sure a lot of people would have loved to be able to play as the other 4, but honestly, this worked out perfectly. It lets you like really dive into this story and just appreciate what plot they were trying to tell for this game, and it just came across so gracefully. graciously, whatever. You know what I mean. But just such a great game. I can't say enough good about it. So personally, I'm a 91.
I will say this about this game. I did not have crazy high hopes that it was going to be as good as it was. Like, I started playing Guardians of the Galaxy like right off the coattails of Avengers, and the only reason I played it or even got it in the first place was because it was on such a good deal at Walmart for Black Friday, and if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have ended up playing this game.
I mean, yeah, if it weren't for Caleb, I wouldn't have either, because he's the one that told me about the deal.
Yeah, so... But it was a really good, genuine surprise. And I'm so glad that I ended up playing it, because I'm a sucker. Like, even if the gameplay, like, I scored it like slightly above average, and the side quests were slightly above average, you can't beat a solid story. And that's exactly what this game had. It had a freaking killer story. Like, one that, like, I remember one day staying up till like 1 a.m. playing because I was just so invested in what was coming in the next chapter. I was just like, there's no, because I was, yeah, I was invested. And that's exactly what the story of this does. It gets you invested in the characters, in the team, in just Star-Lord as a person, and freaking just tears at your heartstrings with all the shit that they make you do, having to pull Drax out of a fantasy, and him like knowing, like, I know this isn't real. I want to be here, but then having to pull him away from that, and like sharing, like, we need you, and having to pull him away from this false reality. It was just heartbreaking. And then having to put Peter through the trauma of losing his mother again, but him having to be the one to pull the trigger. And then dealing with Rocket and his like own personal bubble of issues. It's just, there's so many like intricate things at play in this story that are just, that work so well, and just like absorb you into the story. And I loved every second of it. Every freaking second of it. Like, the only issues that I had with this game were like technical stuff.
That's fair.
And it, like, if you guys would have had, like, if it would have been easier to activate different abilities in combat, like from like the other Guardians, I would have really liked that. I would have liked more upgrades for my stuff, and then I would have liked the collectibles to be a little bit more vast.
Sure.
Like, give me a reason to go back and play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, other than those issues, which I feel are minor in the at least in the way that I play video games. like no shit. Like, I played a video game. I forget what it's called, where you're playing like a ghost detective trying to solve your own murder, and the story of that was so freaking good. But the one thing that pissed me off about the game is, like, you couldn't run, so you walk around everywhere.
God, what are you, Michael Myers?
Yeah, it drove me up a wall. But
Understandable.
But I loved that game. Like, absolutely loved that game. So, I am personally sitting at might be at like a 92.
That's
But, alright. So, that concludes this week's breakdown. So, the final All Bros letter grade for Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy has come to a B+.
hell yeah.
Yeah, it is sitting at a very solid 87%, which is like perfect middle ground for our B+ range. So,
that's awesome.
yeah, really freaking solid. Obviously, we don't have very many other video games to compare this to. We'll have to like come up with do a quick rating of Spider-Man eventually.
Yes.
Probably just between the two of us, just so we can have that score on hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this actually puts it like in third place. More than likely, if we added Spider-Man, it'd probably be in fourth place of 5.
True.
So our number 1 game was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is sitting at a 90.86%. Followed by Red Dead Redemption 2, which is sitting at a 90.03%. And then Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy sitting at a B+ with an 87%. And then Marvel's Avengers sitting at a D+ with a 67.29%.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. So, I'll say this. I'm not disappointed with the score.
No, I'm not either. I think that's perfect.
Yeah, same here. But anyway, so yeah, that's where this game is sitting.
Hell yeah.
Sitting at a very, very solid B+. But alright, if you guys liked this episode, want to check out more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are basically everywhere. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube if you want to listen that way. Or you can follow us on social media, where you can find links to everything that we do. Or if you want to hit us up with an episode idea, want to answer our question. Nope, we don't do those.
Oops.
Yeah. Or if you would like to join us for an episode, we would love to have anyone on to talk about any movie. Or video game, if you want to join us for a big video game episode. We do those every 50, just so it gives us a decent chunk of time to actually play a game. So yeah, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I've kind of given up on Twitter because of just the absolute shit show that's happening over on Twitter.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Like, stuff is still being posted to Twitter. It's just I'm not making too much of an effort about it anymore.
Okay. No, dude, I get you. I understand.
Yeah, Elon Musk has just kind of run Twitter to the ground. And I feel like a lot of people are just abandoning ship.
Oh, shit.
But anyway, you can find us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all at The All Bros. You can email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com if you want to hit us up with anything. You can also check out our website, which is tinyurl.com/theallbros, where you can find links to everything that we do. We actually recently got a suggestion from our good friend DJ. We are going... we'll probably do it like the week before. But the week before we break down the Super Mario Brothers, we're going to break down the Super Mario Brothers.
You know, I think I'm going to be sick that week. I'm feeling how long away is that? Let's see, December, January, February, March. I'm feeling like a 5-month cold coming on. So yeah, sorry guys.
We'll talk about it. But anyway, so yeah, that wraps up this episode. Next week, you guys can look forward to us finally getting into something Christmas. We will be talking about David Harbour's new movie, Violent Night.
Yes, so excited to see this one.
This looks like it's going to be a blast. I'm going to be very disappointed if it's not.
It's gotten really good reviews and freaking
has it really?
Oh yeah, and it freaking overperformed at the box office.
I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped. There's nothing better than freaking Violent Santa.
And considering it's David Harbour playing him, perfection.
So yeah, you guys can look forward to that next week. And we'll figure out something to do for our post-Christmas episode. Probably going to do another Christmas movie, but
yeah,
we'll figure that out. That is a problem for future us.
Yes.
But yeah, until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
See you next week. I'm trying.
What the shit was that?
I don't know. I'm trying something new, and it was all right.
That's being generous.
Damn, I was trying to go for. Have you seen the South Park episode with Kyle's cousin Kyle? The one that goes,
yeah,
I'm back. I was trying to go for that voice, but yeah, didn't really work out.
All right,
I'll work on it.